welcome back to the new moon in Pisces video. It's lovely to have you back again. These energies that we're entering in the northern hemisphere are very, very deep, very, a lot in our subconscious. It can be very mysterious, and it's essential at this time of the year we really understand what is lying inside us, as well as what we're doing on the surface of our life, because no matter what we're doing on the surface, and Pisces represents these fish going in different directions, whatever we're doing on the surface, if the subconscious is telling a different story, the surface is never going to end up being what we really desire. So hop into the video, get a cup of tea first, and I'll explain a little bit of what you can start to get ready for. I'll see you in a minute. So true to Pisces, it's a really rainy day today. So whilst it looks very bright through my window, much needed water on the island of Ibiza. So whereas I thought I was going to be out and about today, I'm welcoming you at my desk in my casita in the north of Ibiza. So I hope you've been okay and that you're waking up as we start to enter spring, ready for a new growth season within. And as always, what I talk about and share with you in these videos is the art of aligning with what I call the airways, which are the repetitive cycles of time, the lunar and solar cycles in particular, which grow everything on the planet, including you and me. So plants and animals aren't conscious of that connection, so they just get on and do the right thing at the right time. So we need to be reminded of that. Apparently we are so caught up with our modern lives that we know it's summer because it's time to go on holiday, maybe plant some flowers, but we don't realize that we can actually energetically receive transmissions and boosts to our own evolution. So that's what we're doing today. So going back a little bit in time, which I like to do, we can remember at the beginning of the year, sort of going from the Sagittarius energy, which is this, almost like the depths of the cycle, the freedom of the release as we drop down into the dark of winter, like everything's letting go. And if we were in alignment with nature, we would also deeply let go over that time, knowing that we'd harvested and that now we need to replenish our energy. And then in January, moving into Capricorn, we start to get a bit more rigid, a bit more focused, like, okay, there's work to do again. Got to start laying the foundation, got to start putting in a structure and a rhythm so that this new year will have a level ground to grow on. So I was working on admin, for example, organising, recycling, editing out, getting the blueprint kind of ready and spacious to receive. And then we moved into the new moon in Aquarius, where we get this download of like, if I'm going to grow for the greater good, if I'm going to grow into my ultimate prosperity, I've got to see things from a really high perspective. And Aquarius then gives us that. So we've laid our foundation. We've had a rest in Sagittarius. We've laid a foundation in Capricorn. Aquarius, we go up and go, this is how it looks for everybody. I've got to think about everybody in my structure, in my vision. It's not just about me, it's about we. So just as we've got that enlightenment and we're like, okay, I could have got carried away and got egotistical, we are welcomed into Pisces. And Pisces is fascinating. It's a water sign. It gives me goose pimples just to even begin to talk about it, because Pisces again reminds us that there is an energy at play. So Aquarius is showing us the big picture, making sure we're not too self-centered, that we are thinking of the whole. We also then have to get centered in self because we have our own specific role to play in that whole, but it is for the whole. We're much more supported when we're in our unique vibration, working with our unique blueprint, which we have, which I read and have been reading on people for many years. We're all so perfectly designed, but we're designed to work for all. So it seems like we're centered in self-centered, but it's for the whole. Pisces then, if you like, is the connector to, it's a bit like the Wi-Fi that is going to help us emotionally, intuitively connect to the messages coming through us. And as the symbol of Pisces shows us with the fish that we were talking about going in opposite directions, we have two sides to our mind. We also have a feminine and a masculine energy. We have an inner and an outer world. So Pisces helps us to emotionally clear ourselves so that we can allow duality. We can allow two different things to go on at the same time. We can allow ourselves to have a vision, but see that other people may not be in alignment with that. But it doesn't mean that we have to lose our sense of self. We can still stay connected to that radio station perfectly coming through us with our intuition and not get caught up in the outside world or have to defend to the outside world. We can stay connected. We can also stay very fluid about our ideas of what we think we're doing in the world and creating. We're not losing our sense of self. We're being fluid and going with the flow. So giving an example of something like that, you could be studying for something, being very rigid about your time and your focus, and other people in the household are making noise. You could become so angry, I have to focus, this is about me. And then here, actually, what are they talking about? That's actually quite interesting. That could be useful to me. Or maybe having a busy home life helps me be more relaxed about my work. Why would I be so uptight? Why am I putting myself under so much pressure? So whilst being connected to our inner self, we're also allowing the outside to be as it is. What this helps us do in this fluid, watery energy is literally to be able to sense the undercurrents of what is really going on in the flow of consciousness for the whole. So there are many things going on in the planet. Whatever year you're tuning into this message, we're in the era of a collective rise in consciousness. And what might be right for one individual is not right for another. So this is also the era where we're coming out of the way of other people while still trusting that there's a bigger plan. So feeling into the undercurrent, the thermals, if you like. Look at the seagulls in the sky, which I see every day. It's a lot easier for them to catch a wave, to catch a thermal, and then they're lifted. There could be another seagull that says, I'm not going with the flow, I'm doing my own thing. And then in doing its own thing, it's flapping its wings twice as hard. So what I'm saying here is, if we can keep our emotions pure and we don't take things personally, we don't feel denied of our right to exist, our right for our voice. We don't deny that we have a unique blueprint, but we also trust that in perhaps other things going on with other people, that between us, between all of us, there's an undercurrent taking us all somewhere, and it expands your idea of what you are doing individually, or just as your family, or you and your partner, you can start to expand your vision by realizing maybe it's not exactly as I think if I allow for this and that and this. Oh, how could my vision open up and grow? How could my sense of self grow rather than be diminished by other people's actions? So it's a time to come out of reaction and to ask questions such as, this outer experience, what's that got to do with collective consciousness? What's this trying to teach me about getting with this current? You know, how am I going off on my own perhaps, or with my team, or with my tribe, where actually something's trying to take us all somewhere much better for us all? One of the clues to this is definitely to be in your heart, but it doesn't mean just forgiving everything and forgetting everything. It really does mean looking at things again from the Aquarius higher perspective, and then personally, what's the bigger picture helping me become today that's different to what I thought yesterday? How am I being led in an easier flow? What's my thermal here? What's trying to catch me? And if I delegate, if I surrender, if I give up my control, my defense, my fear, my worry, if I give up that, just what is it? What is that beautiful warm air or warm water that is there that I couldn't see because I was so fixed in my own thoughts? And what does it require of me to get into that lane? So rather than just staying in my lane, it's what's the bigger lane that I'm being guided to move into? This energy has had me quite confused. As a Gemini, Gemini is all about duality. It has to see things from 2 points of view to get a sense of it at all. So Pisces, again, being this fluid double direction energy, has got me very confused for a while. And I think that's a good thing for us. To be confused means that your neurons are not firing up in the same way. They're not thinking the normal, rigid way, the cocoon mind, as I call it. This is me. This is what people do to me. This is what life is. When you can allow yourself to be a bit uncertain or confused, it means that the electrical pathway in your brain is trying to find a different route. This doesn't work. If you're asking your mind to not look for typically what always happens, this always happens to me, people always do this to me. If you're saying, what else could this be that is actually for the greater good of all? Your brain is looking for different answers. And if you request that you are being guided by your higher mind, imagine a butterfly version of yourself over your head saying, hello, I can see because I'm up here. This is what you're really being shown. But because your vision is so small, you can't see the wood for the trees. So expand your vision, open up, and you'll see the better way, the easier way for you, and ultimately the better way for everyone. But if you want to see it as a personal thing, it will be an easier ride for you if you can make this expanded adjustment and catch the wave or catch the thermal like the bird in the sky. So this is an extremely emotional sign, but it isn't about being personally taking things emotionally about you. It's about getting into the waters, the intuitive collective waters, which will help you wash away a separate sense of self. I love it. I love this energy now that I've been able to spend some time with it and get more of a crystal view of what's actually going on. It takes time to distill your thoughts. So it's a good time to reflect, to journal, to meditate. If you get stuck on anything, to really sit with it and go, wow, this is a big block apparently in my life. How else can I feel that through? What else am I being shown about this? And if you can't get a sense of what that is, talk to a friend about it, or just ask your guidance system to make that a bit more apparent over the next few days. And you will find that answers are revealed. As soon as we give something space, things are revealed. So surrender your small sense of self, your cocoon self. Trust in the bigger picture. Ask to be guided in the bigger picture. Know that if you take that bigger picture lane, everything will start to get much more easy. It does require that you breathe through the contractions of birthing your resistant energy of this is me, that is you. If you can breathe through that, it really is like birth. You will deliver the baby that is you. You will find yourself in a new sense of yourself. And it's going to feel lighter, freer, more beautiful, more destined, more magical, more creative. Lighter is the summary of all that, really. It really is. And if you follow your bliss, as I always recommend we do, then your bliss is not resistance. Your bliss is always flow. And it's only our limited sense of self, our ego, our victim within that looks for problems. And it's that cocoon mind that looks for problems that we're really relinquishing this month. Yeah, I think that's everything I want to share with you, really. I am going to take you to the beach in a minute, take you to Benaras, because I'm going to have a little swim down there with a friend. And yeah, because I think being in water, although it's very icy cold at the moment in Ibiza, being in water and feeling actual water, getting the bath, splash your face, wash your hair, massage your head, wash your hands, spray your face, feel the beautiful healing sense of water, and you'll be able to benefit from this gorgeous energy, this beautiful element of water, this element of water that is trying to carry us and help us to float more through life. If you need any help with this energy, comment below. We do have a community within Patreon, which you may or may not know about. It's where we host all our live calls with our community. We offer classes to do what you love for work. And it's a way that you can support us. If you want to make a little monthly donation, you can. And it's really a new sense of being in the world, that we can all begin to be who we are and support each other to be that. And the more you are that yourself, the more abundant you are to offer that to other people. It's the new earth, the earth plane that we are on right now. So I'm glad to be your light attendant. I suggest you keep your seatbelt fastened till the end of this video. You enjoy the refreshments, and I will see you in the icy water. Have a fabulous month, and I hope to see you in the community or on our Instagram page soon. Have a beautiful moon. Be yourself for yourself. You're a beautiful butterfly. Lots of love. Bye-bye. Bye.